Hi guys, so in this video we will be configuring the DHCP on the Windows 2016 server. So first of all, DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. It assigns IP addresses automatically to all the computers connected to the network. So the first thing I did was I navigated to the Start button and I opened the Server Manager. Next, we're going to add roles and features. I'm going to click next, next. And when you arrive at server rules, we're going to click DHCP server, right? And then we're going to click, well, I already installed it. So when you click DHCP server here, you click install and the whole installation will occur. And then you will continue on with the features. And then after the features, it'll be confirmation. So now that the DHCP server is installed, we're gonna go into Tools and we're gonna open the DHCP console. The next step would be to configure a DHCP scope. The scope is the range of addresses listed and managed by the DHCP server that is distributed to all the computers on the network. So let's do it for IPv4. Let's right click and we're going to go into new scope. We're going to click next. We're going to name the scope and we're going to enter a description. So we need to enter the range of IP addresses that we want to be distributed. So I'm going to go from 1 to 100. And the length is 24. And then the subnet mask. Now, the next page asks you for exclusions and delays. Exclusions are the addresses, as you can see here, or a range of addresses that are not distributed by the server. These would have to be set up manually, right? So you can exclude, let's say, 192.168.0.1, and then you could end up to 192.168.0.10. So these 10 IP addresses, like add, will be excluded from the entire scope. Right? And then you could remove it afterwards. And then subnet delay in milliseconds will be how quickly the DHCP server responds to the requests of the computer that joins the network. Right, so next. Least duration specifies how long a client can use an IP address from this scope. So you can set like a deadline, we should say, for each IP address. So you could put 8 days, you can set it to how much ever days, or you can even set it to hours. So when this duration expires, the user or computer is no longer has access to the network, so they then have to send back a request packet. Next. Do you want to configure DHCP options for the scope now? Yes. So we're gonna click next. So you can specify the next window shows you the default gateway. So you can specify the routers or default gateways to be distributed by the scope. I am just going to enter the IP address that I would have initially entered when setting up the Windows Server 2016. Next. Now it comes where you have to name or specify which domain you'll be using. So the domain on my server right now is wire.com, so I'm going to leave it as that. You would have set up a domain previously, so you should use that domain. Next. Win servers. So Win server was introduced before DHCP server. It's not commonly used anymore because DHCP server became more popular and it was the preferred option between IT specialists. So we're just gonna click next. Right, so do you want to activate scope now? Yes, I want to activate scope now. Next, we're gonna finish. So now that the scope was created, you can see it here underneath IPv4. We can right click on the scope and go to properties. So if you want to change any details that you would have set in the wizard previously, for example, if you want to change the start IP and the end IP, if you want to extend it, you can do so via the properties, right? And that is the end of the DHCP server.